What's going on, everybody? Doc and Sloth back into some Rocket League action. And we got more news. I feel like we do a lot of news for Rocket League, which is a really good thing, especially over the last month and a half. We've been getting some good stuff. Today, the tournaments beta, sadly only on PC or Steam, I guess, did release, but some pretty cool stuff came with it. And some stuff that people are finding just with the tournaments beta, and then as well as some customization options for item management, garage management, customization. So really looking forward to talking about some of those things. And then we also got the official release for a couple new DLC cars coming to the game. I believe March 5th. Is that right, Sloth? I'm pretty sure March 5th was the...
That's that'll be what they target, and then of course it's got to go through the standard certifications from Sony and Microsoft and all that.
Microsoft.
But yeah, I believe that is correct.
So I know you're excited for a lot of the customization options. I'm pretty excited for some of the for the DLC cars. So if you guys haven't heard, and we'll link stuff down in the description as we always do, we got essentially the I guess it's not Warner Brothers. That's not who I'm thinking about. That was the last one for the original Batmobile. Essentially, like
DC.
Justice League, right? DC. That's what I was thinking about. Which the Justice League are part of DC Comics. So we get two new Batmobile cars. Which, if you're not a fan of Batman or the Batmobile car, I'm sorry for you. But it looks like we're gonna have two more coming to the game. We have the one I'm probably the most excited about is we get the Tumbler from the Dark Knight series, which I'm super stoked about for two reasons. One, it looks really, really awesome, and two, I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, Slot, this is the first, I guess, DLC or any other car that has the Octane hitbox.
I'm trying to think if the Takumi may. I'm pretty sure it is the first like premium DLC car that you can get that actually does have the Octane hitbox. I think that is correct.
Yes. So I'm just super excited for it. That's a back pass. I'm just super excited for it because honestly, it's cool. It just looks cool. I think you're going to see people use it. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see the customization options for it. You know, the one thing with these DLC cars, especially, you know, like the Batmobile and stuff like that, is you don't really get a whole lot of customization options as far as, you know, boost and skins and everything like that, or decals. But it does look really, really cool. The other one that we end up getting with the DLC that's coming out is the 89 Batmobile. So kind of the old school look, and that actually has the Dominus hitbox. So two, you know, obviously very popular hitboxes coming to the game, and just two cool DLC cars. I don't think a lot of people, like, I definitely did not expect it. You know, when they were announcing it, I think a lot of people were talking through, you know, different options. The other interesting thing is they're doing both cars as one premium DLC pack. I think retail is going to be, I think they said $3.99 or whatever it ends up being in your respective country, and it also comes with a bunch of like DC, Justice League, hero comic customization. I think it's 20. I think it's just over 20 items. We're talking like a Superman Octane decal. We're talking a bunch of different decals and wheels for a bunch of different, you know, Justice League characters, Green Lantern, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, a whole bunch of stuff. So I think that part of it, the whole package piece of it, even if you're not a fan of the cars, for some folks is going to be really cool to have. So I'm really looking forward to really just seeing how well the DLC is received. And, you know, $4 for all that. For all the items, the decals, the two cars is a, you know, in terms of this game, is actually a really good deal.
Well, and I mean, you're right. That stuff is solid. But honestly, to me, the biggest thing is just getting a little bit more of that, and maybe getting a car that gets used past like the first week it's out.
Yeah.
Because that's been the really big problem with, especially the premium DLC cars, is they get used for maybe a week. We got the um, what was it, the twin mill that had the same hitbox as the OG Batman, or the OG Batmobile, and it got used for a week, and then it was like, well, turning radius is a little different, it feels different, I don't like it, I'm not going to use it anymore. So that's what I fear could happen, but just the fact that it's going to be an Octane hitbox is going to really help with that, and then the fact that it looks freaking awesome is gonna really help with that.
Yeah.
But that's stuff that I look forward to. We've got a couple cool decals with it, and honestly, the Superman Octane decal looks freaking sweet.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it
I'm
does.
really excited to use that.
Yeah, they did. We'll try to link some of that post down below too, so you guys can take a look at it. Really neat, really interesting. A lot of the stuff, and I think it's cool with all the different decals, and there's a bunch of banners and stuff that they're doing too. They're all for different cars too. So if you have a favorite car out there, even if it's not the most popular, there's a pretty good chance. I don't think they're all covered, but there's a pretty good chance you're at least going to get something that you can use, and like I said, wheels and things like that. You're going to have some options. So, like I said, I haven't bought many DLC cars. I think the only one I did buy was the Nissan, just because I'm a big fan of that car, and I obviously like the hitbox on it. And I think this is going to be one that I ended up picking up just because almost pure nostalgia, just having that cool, having the cool Batmobile. But it's going to be interesting. So we'll, be excited to check that out. I'm also kind of hoping that DLC comes with maybe like a, I don't know, a double drop rate weekend finally at some point. I mean, we got to have one in 2018. It's got to be here eventually. So. But I think more importantly for this episode today is we kind of need to talk about some of the features, some of the less known features, I guess, that people are seeing in the tournament's beta and are getting a chance to kind of mess around with. So Sloth, I can't talk. Sloth, I'll let you kind of take it from here on a few of those.
Well, a lot of the stuff is the stuff that we're seeing in this is just affirming what we were told that we should believe, and that we went ahead and bought in, that the spring update is going to be a pretty substantial one, and that it kind of follows the February update that was not substantial, really. Not that I'm complaining, it's just there just wasn't a whole lot to it. But this upcoming update that people on PC are getting able to see now with the tournament beta, it's pretty substantial. We're getting a lot of things, a lot of quality of life, and a lot of customization things. So we see in a couple things that we'll link. We found a lot of stuff on Reddit. We'll try and credit all of our Reddit folks in the description. But we see the ability to favorite different items in our garage, and then we can filter as such. So if I only play with the Octane, I can go ahead and favorite all of my painted Octanes, and then I can go ahead and get rid of all the other cars. I don't have to look at the Esper every time I make a preset. I don't have to look at all of the distortions that I built up over time. All that stuff. All of that stuff is going to be able to be sorted through and checked in with my favorites, do things like that. They actually are testing the different car for each team, so I can have a Cobalt Octane on one team and a Crimson on the other. I am extremely excited for that. It sounds really cheesy, but that's going to be my favorite thing about the spring update, because I have so many different painted Octanes. It's going to be great.
I think it's important to note there, not different car color body. So I know that's a normal piece of confusion. People think you might be able to equip like a Jaeger on one side and an Octane on the other. Not the case. You can do two different colored bodies of the same car, just for clarity's sake, because I'm sure we'll get that question if anybody actually watches this video.
Yeah. Well, and that was one thing that Corey was really quick to point out, and it's not even something that crossed my mind, but it must be a question they get decently often, because they always make sure to clarify and be really clear about that and what exactly that is.
Yes.
But the other massive thing that I'm super excited about is an expanded color palette. Each team, I guess it's blue team and orange team, each one is getting a bigger color palette for the primary slot. So we already got a very large secondary palette in a update in 2017, but now we're actually going to get, it looks like about the same different color options, I would say probably in terms of just sheer volume, but obviously we're still sticking with only blue team can have a blue primary color and so on and so forth. But the cool thing is anybody that really grinds for champ and ends up using a lot of champ things, we can have purple now. It's actually a primary color on the blue team. That's something that always bothered me, because orange team, you can have orange and yellow and pink and red and all of the different brightness variations on all of those. And blue team, you could have blue and green and a mixture of those two and the brightness colors that come with those. So we're actually getting a ton more options, at the very least for the blue team. You can actually have a pure, honest-to-God purple, and I am super excited for it.
Yeah, I think that's probably one thing that it seems so silly that it's taken so long to kind of come out with that. And obviously, again, I know nothing about coding or what it takes to put that kind of stuff in the game. Obviously, there's a lot of different stuff that has to occur in order to do that. But it's just like, that is one of those things that's like, it's just like finally, but people, since they've lived without it for so long, are super ecstatic about it. And I know I am too. Like, I'm with you. I want the color options to be cool and make sense, and I at least want to try to, people are very specific with their colors, so they want to be able to match what makes sense, and I think that's the best way for them to at least get that way at some point. Obviously I want to be able to choose white and black, but that'll probably never happen.
A man can dream.
Yes, we can. But I mean, super exciting. I think, obviously I'm, I wish we had the chance to get into the tournament beta. I'm really curious to see it. I'm just waiting for some feedback from, Reddit and everybody else. They have a Reddit, I guess, post going, just asking for people's feedback. I'm really interested to see all that stuff, because I want to see how that feature and that function works. Obviously, it's probably pretty well developed at this point, because again, they're still targeting that like spring release time for that portion of it. And I think that's another feature that once it fully gets rolled out, a lot of people are going to be happy for. I think it's something that the game needs. I think it's going to be a different dynamic again to, competitive matches and just social matches. And so I'm really curious to see what the feedback on it is, how well it's being, received, and what all is, a part of it as well.
So we won't have to wait too long to get it. It's only, another 2 weeks, maybe a little more. But we'll let those guys figure out all the bugs, help us out, do all that stuff for us, and then and we'll enjoy the spoils.
Yeah, it'll be curious to see when some of the additional customization features come out, because I know, targeting inventory, and I think obviously the ability to favorite and then, sort in the garage is one big move forward to, additional customization item stacking within your just regular inventory. So it'll be interesting to see if they roll some of that stuff out slowly, or if they bring it all out, incrementally with any of the update. I wouldn't expect any of it to come with the March 5th update, but you never know. We might be surprised. And yeah, I think that's all we got. Sloth, do we got anything else? Is there anything else to talk about?
No, I was just looking through my notes. I don't think so.
Well, as always, we are super excited to bring some Rocket League news. And again, I've said this, I think every video that we've done since what? It feels like around Thanksgiving of last year, that I'm just waiting for a double painted weekend. At some point, I'm going to open all these crates. I'm going to have to. But at this point, I've been so stubborn to the point of not opening them that it almost feels like I have to wait in order just to open them for one of those. So hopefully we get one hopefully it aligns maybe with the March 5th update the weekend before or something to get everybody hyped. But I guess only time will tell. So we'll wrap this one up here. Again, as always, really, really thanks for the support on the channel. And, and that guy joined and then left and then joined again. We really appreciate all the support. Like we said, check down in the description below. We'll link as much as we possibly can, you know, either on Reddit or official forum posts or anything like that. So if you want to check out the official news, please go down there, take a look at that stuff, and yeah, just appreciate the support. We'll have more stuff coming as we learn about the new update and everything like that. So Doc, Sloth, Average Gamer guys, as always, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.